AHSTW had some fun on senior night with us head coach Gigi Harris. Just, I guess, fun, the name of the game tonight, with everybody smiles up and down the floor. How much fun was it from your aspect?
A lot of fun. I mean, seeing the smiles and seeing the guys that grew up together. It's more than words than I can put into words. Seeing them enjoy the effort they put together and trying to get each other shots and trying to get each other open and playing defense and high-fiving, and then like underclassmen just respecting that and understanding that sometimes there are things that are bigger than the game. And to be able to experience that on our home floor with a really great crowd, it was a really fun night.
Well, and you put 80-some on the board despite playing a lot of guys that don't normally see time. It's a pretty efficient effort tonight.
For sure. I mean, we kind of joked about that a little bit. Like, man, defense wasn't great all the time, but we were scoring well, and they hit some really big shots, and it was kind of a weird game. But yeah, we scored pretty effectively tonight. We shared the ball really well. I know that we had over about 25 assists, which is a little uncharacteristically for us, but I think when we just kind of settle down and just play basketball and do it for one another, I think that's when really great things can happen. So hopefully we can still learn from this, even though it was about senior night, but hopefully we can learn some basketball things too.
RJ drives in first quarter, kicks out. Jason Jewell buries the three. Take us through
that. So Jason played as a freshman and did well. I mean, first time, didn't play a lot when he was in junior high. I think he might have played 7th grade but didn't go out 8th grade, but came back out as a freshman and then still wanted to be a part of the program and volunteered and said, hey, coach, can I still be a manager or something? I said, yeah, of course. And he's on top of it. He's a great manager. He's like one of my assistants. He's in the locker room for pregame with the guys, keeps them on track before practice. And then he asked if he could suit up, and I thought he was joking. He's like, no, I'm serious. And he's been, he came to practice, came to shoot around on Sunday, came to walk through today after practice. So he was focused. He was ready to play. And he's just always, it's never been, he's a manager and separate from the team. He's always been a part of the team. He's always been one of the guys. And it's just credit to the team and the young men that I have in that locker room. They're great human beings. They've always, it's been really cool to be a part of it myself. So yeah, got him a shot. We thought we could get him a couple shots and got a little jitters. I think he even gave up a few. He didn't want to shoot it, and then buried it right in front of the student section. So you couldn't ask for anything better than that.
What other seniors would you say made the most of their time?
I tell you what, Adam Matson came in and just was relentless with his effort, and it's amazing what you do when you just come in and play really, really hard. So he came in and he had some steals, some rebounds, got a lot of offensive rebound putbacks. When someone does that, it's just you can't help it. You got to love the kid. He's a warrior. He puts in some time as well. He sees some really important minutes during the season, and then it was really nice to give him some more, and then just his effort be honored with that a little bit. Cordell Armstrong, we always knew that he could play and see the floor, but tonight, he really flourished. He had some beautiful passes. Sometimes you don't know where it's going, but tonight it fell in the right hands, and he made some beautiful looks and got guys a lot of open shots.
How much momentum are you taking into the tournament?
As far as what I walked into, the smiles on the guys' face after this game, we got some time to practice, got a weekend ahead of us. We like our draw. We're excited about the opportunity. Red Oak's tough. They're getting better. Under trainer, Clarendon, it's a tough district, but we like our draw, and we're excited. We're ready. We talked about it earlier this week about the pursuit of getting better and this relentless hunger for details, and to see that with smiles on their face, so we're excited to get to practice this week and see what we can do with it.
Audubon's threes kept them around a little bit, but when you were playing well in the stretches, you did defend well. What were the best things you saw out there?
Our help's just got to be earlier and stronger. We can't let people split us, whether it's a Euro step or a jump through, and that's something that, Colleen killed us with at their place. He had 30 on us, and he just does so well of wiggling through help and defenders, and that was just something that we wanted to do better. Or we got beat up that with Earlham this weekend too. So that's been a focus of ours, but we really wanted to make sure tonight with a really good player that we weren't going to let him get in the paint and kind of get free and break our help. And so that's where it started from. And then being able to mix in some zones and some man a little bit, that's kind of our go-to. And so being able to do that in transition was really key for us tonight. And credit to them. They shot well early, and then you got to let them get going in the third. They're a little bit late. I know Lane got hot there at 3 or 4 in the second half, I think. So credit to them. They kept shooting, shoot or shoot. So we got to do a little bit better with getting our hands up. But I thought we forced a lot of shots that we want people to shoot.
As far as kind of historical perspective here, and I don't know a whole lot about, long-term AHSTW or AHST basketball, but last probably 5 to 10 years, this senior class, their body of work, and I know some of it's guys that graduated last year, 2 years ago, a big part of that in some cases, but what can you say about the resume that these seniors have built?
I walked in, I looked at Jake Martin, I said, 7th grade, right? And he's like, yeah, I think so. And Jack's like, 8th grade. And then Jason Jewell's like, it was 7th grade, coach. You know, I mean, he's on top of things. But so they were 7th grade my first year here. And so I would have made last year's seniors, 8th graders. And you look back on it, last year was a pretty special season. But then, they graduated and this senior class has taken over a little bit. And it's a completely different feel, but it's also a really good feeling. And, these guys are but I would say like the people that own their roles and are proud of their roles, and people, you have to be a star in your role. Not everybody's a star player, but you have to be a star in your role. I don't know who said that, somebody else smarter than me, but that's what these kids do, and they're okay with it, and they walk the halls and they're proud of that, and it's one of those completely grateful and unselfish classes. And as far as their body of work and the weight room and the open gyms and the shootouts and the late nights or whatever it is, it's an expectation now. And, I credited a lot of these guys with their time that they're putting in, and then their unselfishness to one another and putting other people and the program ahead of themselves.
How tough is it to build something like this? I mean, I don't think anybody's willing to say AHSTW right now is a basketball school, but when you take a look at where you were when you started, and obviously football and wrestling are still having great success and a lot of others, but certainly basketball is right up there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about last year, like one of our words was like legacy, and the thing about legacies is that they don't end. And it's up to like each next class, the people that put in the time and understand the values and the things that we represent about not just like the game itself, but like how we play the game, what we represent as people. These guys carry it on, and that's what a legacy is. Legacies don't die, right? It's the Sandlot thing. So we expect each class that comes in to continue to build upon and grow the legacy and make it an all sports school. That's our thing. We got a lot of multi-sport athletes. They got a lot of football players. Football got a lot of wrestlers. And so we want every program. We want the school to build a legacy of champions as people as well as student athletes.
Coach, thanks a bunch. Better let you go celebrate.
Appreciate it. Thank you.